Hey, Captain Logos here, preacher at large, teaching the word and inspiring 3 minutes at a time. Hey, you ever thought about Israel? You see Israel a lot in the news. Israel's God's people, right? Do you ever wonder why God gave them that specific land in the Middle East? Well, if you look at it geographically, all the corridors of the known world at that time went right through the promised land, the nation of Israel, right? All of the crossroads. So there's one major road going north and south back in biblical days, and there was one road going the Via Maris, and there was one road going to Jerusalem. And unless you got on the other side of the Dead Sea, the King's Highway, that was pretty much the only way to travel. And guess what? Virtually all travel, virtually all trade in the known world used those roads. And God put the nation of Israel right there in the midst of culture. Now you can see what's going on today with our culture. But God put the nation of Israel in a spot to effect change in the culture. I mean, so much so that, and people find this hard to believe, that the people that were inhabitants of the land, the fledgling nation of Israel, he told them to go in and slaughter everybody and get rid of them all, because he knew that they would follow their ways if they didn't. And the fledgling religion needed to be set on firm foundation first. Well, of course they didn't, and you can see what's happened since then, and because of that disobedience. But the reality is that he put the Jewish nation in the crossroads of the known world. And we can take from this that the Christians, right? God wants the Christians to be at the crossroads of the known world. He wants the Christians, right, to be influential in culture. Too many times we're hiding in the churches, we're hiding in our homes, we're not going out, we're not doing the work of the gospel, we're not spreading the gospel. It's time for the church to get out and be the church. It's time for the church to start affecting the culture instead of the culture affecting the church. Right? We're supposed to be the salt of the earth. We're supposed to be flavoring culture. Right now there's a whole lot of flavor. It's just not very tasty going on, because it's not very Christian. Because we're not having an effect as Christians that we should have. Right? We're supposed to be the light of the world. Right? I think a lot of folks have their light covered with a bushel. We need to get out there, and we need to be the light of the world. We need to be the salt of the earth, because if we don't do it, who's going to do it? We are at the crossroads of a cultural shift in the United States of America, and it's time for the church to stand up and have an effect in this culture. Now, what you face in the Bible?